Recording.
Yay! All right, you guys. So, I don't know if everybody had time to look, but the Aspire to Be was given to us from Crystal Jackson. And so we kind of came up with an agenda for the call. So the reason for this call and the point of this group is to help, obviously, our team go to the next level and help them get more out of their own business. How it would work is we kind of looked at the calendar. So next week we would start Sunday would be the welcome week. This is where we're going to invite everybody to join the group. We're going to welcome them to the group, and then the actual content would start the week of the 20th all the way through basically the end of September. September 24th would be the last week. The weeks are tracking, contacts, and belief, bookings, prospecting, and passion, host coaching and skill, recruiting and skill, customer service and skill, and calendar management and skill. The Evernote link we included in the agenda, and I think Christina sent it in our group message. So here's kind of what we were thinking in terms of for how the weeks would go. We're going to utilize the videos that they did. And then we're going to basically pair up directors. We have enough that should want to participate that we can pair them up in twos. And they would be in charge of that week. So they would be in charge of taking that week's Evernote, putting it into ScentShare or Post My Party, posting each day. There's 3 posts a day. And then at some point in that week, they need to let everybody know that they're going to be live at this date and time. And it's basically covering like a tip or a topic that's relevant to their week's training, and then having Q&A. Okay. They can even share things in terms of, you know, if it's about organization, how do they organize their calendar or whatever it might be. Posting pictures and doing comments and things like that. Let me see here.
And I put all of that into that Evernote agenda. So you guys, it's all in there really quick. And just to add on to Erin. So yeah, you don't have to create, we're not recreating the wheel here. We're just using all the info that is pretty much in their Evernote and kind of applying it to our group. So when Erin says the videos, like it's a 20 to 30 minute video that they've already recorded, and it's not one of our voices. It's somebody else that probably our teams have never even heard from. So, you know how we always say, we say something, we've said it 15 times, but when they hear it from Ellington, you know, they'll be like, oh, I get it now, you know. So that's the whole point of this. I think that's the key factor. We have all these videos already, so it's pretty much just plugging them into an outline.
Yeah. The one thing that we might have to do is go through and obviously change some verbiage up because this was directed for their teams. And then I don't know if you guys had a chance to look on PCU, but they updated some of the materials for different topics. So those might have to be changed out. For coaching and holding them responsible, that's going to be basically the director's role in all of this. Each of us would be in charge of our own teams and participants. So there's not going to be some big, massive deal. It's all based off of individual teams and how you want to do that. There are some expectations that we want the participants to know ahead of time, is that they need to watch and participate in the videos, in all the posts. And then there's a call to action at the end of each one. So this is essentially 6 weeks to success and director bound combined into one training, all done virtually. The director expectations would be holding weekly coaching calls with each consultant. They have put together an outline at the bottom of each Evernote. So this, I think, is awesome, especially for people who don't know how to start a conversation or how to coach. It's already in there, what to do, the questions to ask, and how to touch base with them. So that's like icing on the cake for me, I think.
Yeah, so for each link, there's a week, you know, and then if you click on that week, it'll have the video, all the posts for that week, and then at the very bottom, there's a link with questions on what to coach to.
Yeah. And then our job is to be participating, encouraging on the daily posts, not just liking a comment, you know, responding and things like that to really get the conversation going. Tagging them and holding them accountable in the posts if they're not participating. So Crystal had told me that she literally will tag, you know, Christina Maniscalco, hey, I haven't seen your takeaways from the video this week. And so they're tagging them and calling them out on the actual post, okay? So they see that we're serious about them being a participant in this group, not just a fly on the wall.
Hey, Erin, did she ever say if she like kicked people out of the group if they weren't participating? Did she share any of that with you?
She never said that. I think once she kind of tagged them and called them out, then they, you know, they either left the group on their own,
yeah, okay,
or they participated. I mean, I didn't specifically ask her that, but that's kind of how I got it from her. And then we were talking about sharing our Post My Party and ScentShare outlines with each other. So that way, if this is something that we wanted to do again and we wanted to change it up, it's kind of already created in there and we don't have to go back in and redo it. So.
Do you have a preference how we, I mean, because I do both. I mean, would it be easier if we stick with, you know, like everyone does Post My Party with it, so that would it be easier to, or does it really not matter? Because we could do it either way. I don't know if we decide to put it all together and, you know, change something about it later. Would it be easier if we were all doing it in Post My Party, or does it matter if some do it in ScentShare, some do it in Post My Party?
I would prefer Post My Party. Does anybody use ScentShare?
I do.
Oh, you do?
I do both, though.
Oh, okay. I think most everybody on here uses Post My Party. So I think the best one would be Post My Party. But if you did, or if we did have somebody use ScentShare, it's only going to be like maybe 20 posts for the whole week. So the
it's fine. Yeah, and that's fine because I use both of them for different things, and so I'm very familiar with both. So it doesn't matter to me either way. But I didn't know if it would be easier if we all were using kind of the same one to combine.
Well, the other thing is we didn't want them to feel like, because ultimately we want the directors to kind of pick their topics first, and then us as the, you know, the leaders or whatever, then we'll kind of fill in. But I didn't want them to have to like sign up for something just for this training. Mm-hmm. So if they use ScentShare, then that's fine. You know what I can
transfer it over, from ScentShare. It's not. I mean, it's only going to be 20 posts, so I could always, because I have ScentShare too, but I can always just make it into a Post My Party if we need to.
Ellington, do you still? I know you were experimenting with Post My Party and ScentShare. Do you have a preference or?
Post My Party.
Post My Party. Okay. Okay. So then, who to invite? So they have some welcome week verbiage and an email that they have sent to each individual person to invite them. And then they also had something that they actually sent out to their directors if, you know, this is a way to introduce it. So they give us all the tools or whatever. So however you guys want to do that is up to you. And then we just kind of identified who to contact. And we mainly did that for like the newer directors because maybe they don't know. And we can add if you guys have anybody to add, but this is who we kind of came up with. The top performers are consistent in their business. New consultants, consultants that have reached out to you that they want more, consultants that attended national conference. And then we had done a survey. We did a national conference recap and we had done a survey. So that would be the survey responses, or you could just send a survey out. I know they have one in the Aspire to Be welcome week email too.
So you guys are kind of doing more than just those necessarily interested in director bound stuff then. you're inviting like new consultants and as well. Is that what I'm gathering? Because I mean, I have my list of people that are wanting to be directors. You know, like I have all of them. They were nominated from their directors. You know, what Ellington, you know, and I did. We have that list of people, you know, that said, yeah, the contract they signed. So I didn't know. Are you? I mean, I already knew I was going to invite all those, but are you inviting others too? I didn't know how big we were making it at this point.
Mine personally are ones that actually want more, like in terms of leadership, like as a director.
Okay.
Yeah, and then like if you had let's just say there was a new person and you had a conversation with them if they want to be trained as a leader or as a consultant, and they said they want to be trained as a leader or they're trying to go towards fast track. I mean, I think they would kind of be definitely would look at for this. But I mean, we're not adding all new people. Obviously, you want to have a conversation with them first. But we just kind of listed. I mean, even this can be used for in the future too, because the whole point of using those postman party outlines is everybody will have them, and then after this initial one, we could just start running these every single 6 weeks, and it's going to be easy. It's duplicatable. Anybody could run it because you would have all the information that we've kind of already done. You know what I mean? So in the future, if you want to run one, let's just say for people that are trying to go for fast track, or maybe you do one just for those people in their own group and you start it 3 weeks from now or something. I don't know. But we just kind of put them on there because I think that if they're a go-getter and they're excited and they want more, you know, why not? You know?
Right.
But if you already have a list, just use those people. I mean, we don't want to make this like 1,000 people, you know?
Right. Yeah.
And then, of course, only do as many as that you can coach because, you know, you have to have that one-on-one weekly call, you know, and if there's 20 people on your list, you're like, yeah. Nobody has that much time. I mean, yeah. So you kind of have to sift through them, too.
And
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
So let's say a director identifies a couple of people or a person in their organization that they want to promote. So obviously they're in the group. Is the director of that person doing the call, or are we feeling like as the leader, we need to do the call, the weekly call?
Well, we kind of talked about that. And so, like I went to Carol Radu's coaching for results or whatever. And so ideally, we want the directors to get out of their comfort zone and to take ownership and leadership of their teams. So we were kind of thinking that they would do it. But if they said, I don't feel comfortable doing this, would you help me?
Right.
You know what I'm
doing with them. Yeah.
Right. But then, you know, on the other hand, you know, Christina's like, so if my director says they don't want to participate, but I have somebody on their team, you know, Carol's advice was you take them. Yeah, you know. So I guess it would just depend on the situation with the director.
Okay.
And that's okay either way, you know. When we sat at Beth's not retreat, but team time a couple years ago, I remember she was bringing everyone up she was recognizing all of her directors, and none of her directors that she recognized that are in her first gen, she recruited. So it was just really eye-opening. Like, okay, over 30 years, obviously people are going to roll up, but like it made me, it kind of made a light bulb go off. Like, always be working and reaching out to people on your
downline
teams. Yeah. So it's kind of just changed my mindset. Like when we have a new consultant and I see that maybe they haven't talked to them or something, I'll send them both a message together and say, you know, whatever. But
right.
I think it's just really person by person kind of seeing.
Because there may be some directors, that's the next thing, you know, it's like, if this doesn't sound like something that, you know, you want to participate in for your organization, or that your directors don't want to participate in, like, we don't want anybody volunteering for a week that doesn't really want to do it. And so, you know, we're fine if you say this really isn't like for us or for me, because we have plenty of directors between all of us to partner everybody up. But the main thing we're looking for is to try to maybe cross the lines to where they can have an accountability person from another organization that they can build this relationship with and learn from and do things like that. So that's why we were kind of thinking letting the directors, the newer directors and things like that kind of pick what they were wanting, and then maybe in that training week or whatever, working together, they can build a relationship with somebody else in Pampered Chef. So
yeah, and we recorded this, so we can add more people to our chat and maybe just put the recorded link out there and see who else wants to not necessarily leaders. I think we have everybody like Heidi and Melody Ellington, Erin and I. But like for Christy and Allison, I know they're on the call, they're directors on my team, but like if you want to share this with all of your directors on your teams, and try to see if this is something that they want to partner with you or do, I think that this is like a really good opportunity to kind of, because obviously all of us are working together and we're not on the same organization, or most of us, so it's just really exciting for, I think, our directors to build that relationship with other directors in other organizations, because maybe maybe they don't, I don't know. It's just funny. Like, I just think of all the directors I've worked with over the years that I've built relationships with, and none of them are in our downline, even from our exec. So it's just really cool. I think that part.
Well, and I feel like if our directors are connecting with others across, then that, it's much more of a connection that's going to keep them in for the long.
Right.
I know that there's some days, if I didn't have people to reach out to and talk to, things would be hard. So I think they need that other than just our team sometimes too.
And I think they need that for people that are on their level.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of directors, maybe they team up with their team members or other team members that come to meetings and things like that. But I think having somebody that they're going through, let's just say, the same struggles or the same questions or where to start or what to do or, whatever. I think having that level is really important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure I understand the process here. I'm looking at the agenda and stuff. So we have the kind of the welcome week. So we need to have our people invited to who's setting up the Aspire to Be group? Is it set up yet?
No, I can set it up, and then I'll add
each of us
that one in, and then you guys can add your directors that actually want to participate.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll do that today, and then Christina and I thought, because we kind of already have our deal or whatever, we can set up the welcome week posts and everything, and then just make sure that we're reaching out to everybody and getting them added and sending out the invitation, however you want to do it. And then everything will officially kick off on the 20th.
Next Sunday.
So not this Sunday, but the next.
Yeah. So this Sunday will be the welcome week. So it's kind of the buffer week. And then that'll give time for the directors to volunteer for what they want to do or whatever.
Yeah, what week they want to cover. So essentially, 2 directors are going to get together. They're going to talk and chat about their week. They're going to create the Postmate Party outline using that link from the Evernote from Crystal Jackson's stuff. There's going to be 3 posts a day with the video during the week of whatever. Then both of them can go live at the same time. We figured that out, which was super fun. But if they can't go live at the same time, I literally thought I was on my team page, you guys. Awesome.
I was laughing so hard at you guys yesterday.
I had no bra on. I was like, seriously?
I need to rewatch it to see my
The look on Erin's face when you're like, no, this is on my regular wall. Erin was like, oh.
Yeah, so that, and then so they can go live, live on the group. Maybe like we prefer at night. I know a lot of consultants prefer like after 9 or so, but they go live for like 10 or 15 minutes. It's probably after that they've seen the video. Yeah. And then they could do like a Q&A. So they could all be on there. We can maybe all try to be on there, like asking questions or whatever. But yeah, like that's essentially the gist of it. And then every week they would be having a coaching call with their person that is a participant. So I think we're growing, like people in all different aspects of this. They're seeing how to run maybe this kind of group. They're also seeing, and I'm talking about you and Christy and Allison, even though you're on the call, but like I feel like they're going to see how it works, how working with others really helps lessen the load per se. Using other information, how light bulbs are going to go off in consultants' minds when they hear somebody else say something. And then coaching. I think a lot of them maybe haven't coached or want to coach and don't know how to start. So with those questions, I really think that is like the key. You know, it's just a conversation.
Right.
You know, even inviting people to the group, maybe they need to have a conversation with that person. Like I shared all those survey results with my directors, and maybe they can reach out to them based on those survey results, you know, and ask them if they want to be a part of this. So does that help?
So when are we deciding today on who's doing what topics?
Well, do you guys already know what directors want to participate in terms of what they might want to do? I mean, I know Christy and Allison are on here, but like,
not yet. I honestly, since yesterday, I had a freeze my workshop and stuff last night, so I didn't get a chance to really reach out to my directors from since yesterday and, you know, ask them. But I know there'll be some that.
Right. So maybe we reach out to the directors and see who actually wants to like do the training and get an accountability partner in terms of this particular training event. And then
maybe we
have
set like a deadline by Sunday or something, or Saturday.
Yeah. How are you guys going to have them reaching out to other people in other organizations? Like, how are you going to, you know, like, how are they?
Maybe we get what topic they want to cover,
mm-hmm.
and then the four of us can, or Heidi,
kind of match them up with other people.
Yeah, like maybe Christy. So really quick, Christy, I know you're on mute. How does all this sound as a newer director, and you've been director for a little while, but I know it's probably very overwhelming.
The only reason it's overwhelming for me is because I haven't looked at it yet. So I think once I actually look at it piece by piece, it'll make sense. It's terrifying to me because I talked to Christina on our way home that I am not a coach. I'm winging it. So my goal is to learn to coach. And so this is kind of pushing me to step out of my comfort zone.
The whole point. Yay!
Thanks, guys.
I hate you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
But no, I know that's something I need to work on. So this is good that it's kind of, and when you say I can team up with somebody, that makes it takes a little bit of weight off my shoulders.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Okay, let me make sure I'm understanding. So when you're saying, okay, I know that they're going to just repost the post through the week. Okay, so let's say my team is responsible for week 3. So we're reposting those posts. We're going to announce when we're going to go live. You're going to have 2 directors go live. So are we not doing are we wanting the directors to do the training, or are we partnering with them to do the training?
So I think Christina and I kind of envisioned, and this can change, but where they're doing majority of this, we're going to push them to do this. And then we're kind of alongside guiding them and helping them, checking in with them. So we're kind of, I don't know if coaching them is the right word.
Like if Melody has somebody that wants to do week 2, the topic of week 2, I don't even know. Oh, my video is back up. Yay. So week 2, and then let's say Christy picks that same topic. We would pair Christy and Melody's directors together for week 2. They would be in charge of doing the posts for the week, going live for the week, the video live, whatever. So it wouldn't really be like Ellington, your whole team doing week 2. It's just them 2.
Okay.
And then everybody else is kind of just like interacting, not posting, because the Post My Party will have 3 posts each day during the week. So we're just going to kind of be there and then coaching with our directors as well as our participants that are wanting to be a director.
So we're really only having one person do training.
The video, there's like a video, like week 1, I think Crystal does it. It's 20 minutes and it's on YouTube. So we have a video for each week on the topic. So that'll be, I guess it's kind of plugged into the outline for Post My Party. So it's part of, I don't know what day it'll post.
Right, but we're using their same videos.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so you're only having one person go live with training.
Right.
So
it's only
live
like
together.
Or 2. Or are we doing both of the ones that are leading that week?
So like if Christy and Melody's director, let's say, take week 2, they would go live, let's just say Wednesday night at 9 o'clock. After that initial video from YouTube that we've used they've already watched it all maybe on Monday. So on Wednesday night, they would go live.
Together.
Maybe they share some info or some ideas around that topic for 15 minutes or so, or 10 minutes, and then have like a Q&A with everybody that's watching live with them.
Okay, so that's correct. That it's just live one time during that week.
One time.
Okay, and with them and whoever they're working with. Okay.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So is there directions on what because I went live on Crystal's, and she just said, share, your story. So is there, I'm like, okay, I'm winging this, So I didn't know, but I can wing it where some of my directors may not be comfortable with winging it. So are they doing kind of what, I don't know. I know that Erin said she saw my video. I don't know, Christina, if you saw it or not. But is that what they're going to be doing while they're going live, is just kind of sharing some of these tips and tricks, because I know that Sharon Zellin was on there and Stacey Itzel and
right.
stuff. Or is there going to be like, because, we know what we're, we can just jump on and say whatever, but some of our directors may not feel comfortable. Is there going to be a specific, hey, I would like for you guys to go live and talk about this? Or
so how like you did a workshop at conference and like 2 people kind of got together and maybe it was host coaching and they jotted down like 10 ideas of how they host coach or something, or why host coaching is important or whatever. So like that video, that YouTube video, 20 to 30 minute video, is probably going to cover the majority of the skill of host coaching. I haven't watched them all, so I don't know. But like maybe they share their own tips and tricks on how they host coach or why they think it's important. And the 2 of them can get together and make a list, and whoever wants to go live goes live with all of their tips and tricks of host coaching, let's just say. So if they're not comfortable, like let's say Christy reaches out to me and says like, oh, I'm on week 3 and I'm just not comfortable. I need more tips to share when I go live on Wednesday night at 9 o'clock. I can give her some tips. I can say, okay, we'll say this and this, and maybe it'll get like the juices flowing. But it's more like not really a training video on that, let's just say Wednesday night. It's more of like sharing ideas and tricks on how they do it, more personal, like as a consultant.
okay.
So specific examples or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's whatever that week's topic is. So they'll have a topic. So like week 1 is tracking contacts. So, maybe what system they have for tracking contacts. Do they use a binder? Do they use a whatever, that kind of thing. And then, engaging like, what do you guys use? What questions do you have? That kind of stuff. That's how I
So let me ask you this.
Live talk.
How are you guys? And so, I have my 17 directors. Okay, so how are you reaching out to your directors and saying, hey, we're doing this a little bit different than we've ever done it before. And hey, I was wanting to see if you would be in charge of a week and partner up with someone and read through all the information. And I mean, how are you guys going about reaching out to all your directors to tell them about, this new program and kind of their role? Because obviously I want them, I'm hoping that they will be willing to do the calls, with their downline people that are interested, but I'm just, how are you going about talking about this new, and then we're going to be adding them to this group and all of this information?
I would tell them to watch this video. Like, just give them this recording and say, hey, this is something I'm super pumped about. It's starting next week. We're going to be growing as an organization. We want to build more directors. Here's a video. Check it out. Let me know if you want in.
And the other thing too is that I kind of reached out. Obviously, I don't have 17 directors, but I just reached out to her and I said, "Hey, girl, listen, I want to run this idea by you." And so I ran the idea by her and I kind of gave her the gist of it. And I was like, "What do you think?" And she was like, "I think that it's going to make me do things that I've never done before, and I'm down with it." So essentially, and obviously not all 17 of your directors are going to be like, yeah, because we know that's not the reality of it. But I think just kind of giving them the overall general idea of it, here's what your role would be. And, I'm here to support you, to help you grow as a leader, and take ownership of coaching your team. And essentially kind of that whole concept, and then see if they're wanting to do it. And if they want to do it, then I would send them this video and say, watch this video. It has all of the details. We'll have the agenda and then this, and have them look over it and just say, once you watch it, and you look over the Evernote, I want you to touch base with me. It's kind of the same thing. When can you watch this? When can we chat again about it? Because we need to get this wrapped up and decide who's doing what on what weeks, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe you could do a video. Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead, Christina.
Oh, no, you're fine.
Oh, I was just going to say, I think my approach, I'm going to do the personal calls to each of them, but I think I'm going to start the conversation making it about them. That, so let's say, for example, Kayla has a goal to promote to a senior director by the end of the year. So I'm going to call her and tell her that, I'm so excited about her goal. And this is an opportunity that I feel like is going to help her, to get closer to that. As an organization, we have this fabulous opportunity to participate in this program that's ultimately going to get, her team working, blah, blah, blah. So I think my approach will be coming off the national conference high.
Yeah. And
then, going right into this program. But I think I'm going to make it more about the benefits for her or any leader, any leader in their organization, how this is going to help their team to get 1 or 2 steps closer to the goal that they're trying to, to reach, which ultimately is going to get us what we're trying. So I think that's going to be my approach. Because I think people will be a little bit more excited about it, because it's instead of looking at it oh my God, it's one more thing we got to do.
Right.
It's going to be more about, oh my God, we have this fabulous program that, we have an opportunity to be a part of, which is going to help you to get 1 step closer to the goal that you're trying to reach.
Right.
And then like Erin said, if, she says, hey, I'm all in, sounds great. Hey, check this video out that I'm going to send you. And then let's chat, tomorrow or whatever, and see who on your team and how we're going to get them on board with this.
Yeah, it's good.
And I think it's good, to teach our directors that we can't do everything ourselves too.
Right.
Like I was talking to Stacy Itzel, and she said, I just flat out told them, I've learned I can't do this alone. I need your guys' help. And they're so used to me just running the director bound programs and doing this. And they're like, oh my gosh, Melody, how, be a part of it and, learn how to help in the process, so I think this.
Yeah, I agree. I think just one thing, and I'm sure every director on here, I think we just have to be selective about, obviously we have really strong leaders in our organization who can train great. And then we have those that maybe the training is going to be a struggle for. Christy, no, you're on this because you can train great. Christina has already said you're great. That's why you're on this conference call. So I think, even though we want everybody, I think it's important for us as leaders to be mindful about the individuals that we do select, even though you may have somebody says, hey, I want to do it. But if in the back of my mind that I know that's going to be a huge, that maybe the group is not going to benefit from as much, then, you know, maybe we need to kind of really process that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't want to sound negative, but I mean, when you have people from everybody's organization and they're spending time to be a part of this, we want to make sure that they're getting the most from what they're doing. So I just think we have to be mindful of the leaders that we agree to do the training.
And maybe, Melody, you start with the people that went to conference.
Yeah.
Because they clearly are on a high.
Right. And there's nine of those. So
yeah.
So ultimately we need 12 directors. I think if we do more than 2, it's going to be way too many. And, you know, and the thing is that, you know, say they don't do it this round, that's not to say they're not going to do it the next round. You know what I mean? We don't have to have the same 2 directors every time. And so, yeah, I mean, the ones that really want to increase their business and move to the next level and work with people and work on themselves as a leader, I think. But yeah, so ultimately 12. You know, I have one that I know for sure wants to do it. The other one, she's not ready. She doesn't want to do it. So, so that would make 11.
I think also, though, sometimes we need to be fed as leaders as well. So maybe if they say, you know, maybe this isn't right for me right now, but still have them be a part of it.
Part of the group.
Right.
And how it runs.
I agree with that. Yes.
Because the next time you go to run it, you're going to have everything to do it, and maybe they could lead a week, you know? So
right. And honestly, some of our newer directors are probably going to be learning this material along with those that want to be, you know, because they didn't necessarily get this. It's going to be different material than, you know, I've shared in my other director bounds. And, you know, so everyone I think is going to benefit, you know, from seeing positive things every day in this group.
Right.
And you never know who's going to run with it. Like, you know, you may inspire somebody on your team that is like, you know what, I'll do the next one for my group. Like maybe they promote to senior director throughout this whole process of, let's just say 6 weeks, and then they can run their own next time because they'll have all the information and they could do it with their directors. So duplicatable is like what we're trying to do. Everything we look at and try to put out there, we think, okay, is this duplicatable? Because that's the main point. Allison, you're green. Do you want to say something?
No, I was just finally by myself. So I was like, ooh, if I have something to say, I could technically say it because I had you guys on mute while I had the kids with me. So yeah, I also, but I'm actually really excited because I think that, oh gosh, a state trooper is pulling up behind me. It's okay. Anyway, I kind of drive like a bat out of hell, so can't help it. But I'm really excited because, you know, I'm anxious to learn how to coach others and I'm really excited because I have quite a handful of people on my team who have expressed to me that they do want more out of their business and they want to work towards director. And it's like, okay, now what do I do with all of these people? Right. And now I kind of feel like I have an idea, and I mean, dag nabbit, if I can promote to senior director by the end of the year, like that'll just, I don't know, it'll be a drop the mic moment at Castle 11 because of my husband being like, I don't know, that's not realistic and whatever through him. So
you got to prove him wrong.
Sorry. This is my first time by myself in days. So now I'm like word vomiting on you. I should probably mute myself and just talk.
I'm going to ask Heidi. Heidi, wait, Heidi's muted. Heidi, can you talk at all?
Hello.
Hi, Heidi.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, what are your thoughts?
Well, I'm excited, but I do have a question for you. I have one director on my team, and she's a new promote as of August 1st. So I'm not really sure how I can play into this plan of yours. Of course, I'll have a conversation with her. But what do I do if she says, I don't want to do that? Is this something that I can still participate in and provide help in another direction? Guide me.
What if you what if you partnered with her, or maybe you did a week, like you personally chose to be partnered with somebody else, or if she decides she wants to be a part of it, maybe you partner with her, and maybe there's 3 of you that week. But
right, I'm happy.
Totally,
I'm happy to partner with anyone. I'm happy to do it on my own. I just want to make sure that I'm contributing in the manner that you guys would want me to contribute in.
And Heidi, you may have her just shadow you. Like working with another person and say, listen, I know you're brand new and I totally want you to be a part of this group and participate in it. And part of that is, you know, I'm offering for you to shadow with me to see how you work with another leader in Pampered Chef.
Yeah.
And so she's kind of in terms of that.
Yeah, and she's not a new consultant. She is a top performer on my team. She's not a new consultant, but she is a new director, and she has a special situation that I can't really go into here.
Right.
But I think both of you in the group would totally benefit. I mean, yeah, everyone will benefit just by you being in the group.
Yeah,
so.
I'm just telling you right now that I am like aspired to have 17 go off, Melanie.
You can do it, girl.
Girl, I'm working on it.
So I have a question. When we say a week, are we saying Sunday to Sunday is a week, or what's a week with us for this?
Let me look. So it looks like it has day 1 through 6 on their posts. So I'm assuming that
start like
Monday through Friday.
Oh.
Okay.
Maybe, or what? No.
I was going to say Monday through Saturday. What do you guys think?
Is the call the same time every?
Yeah, the video play looks like it's day 1, afternoon or evening. So day 1 has a morning inspiration. Then day 1, afternoon or evening has the actual training video. So that one has 2. And then day 2, it starts with the 3 posts.
And this isn't the first week, right? The first week is just kind of getting them ready. The videos start the second week, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, and it looks like it's the same for the most part. It's like afternoon or evening is when you would post it. That's why I was thinking maybe Sunday start, because if people have to work, you know, Monday through whatever, or I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sunday, in my personal opinion, I think Sundays are a better day to start, because I think whatever you're posting is going to get a lot more attention than a chaotic Monday.
Agreed. Coming from someone that works Monday through Friday, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
So Sunday through Friday then will be our days. Okay. Saturdays will be off, which will probably be good because most people are so crazy on Saturdays anyway.
I'm going to try to pull this up on my computer now. My video is back.
All right.
No,
so any other questions or thoughts or?
So the, like on week, okay, so Sparta Bee training week 1, belief 1. So we are pulling from that actual, we're pulling from that to enter into a, like, post my party. That's what we're pulling from to put the post in. Is that correct?
Yeah. So like they have pictures and verbiage. So,
right. So like day 2 morning inspiration. Did you take a bath today? Here's your daily bath of inspiration. So like that's what you would put into post my party.
Yes.
And then the afternoon and then the evening.
Yeah. And do we want to specify times that we want in terms of morning, afternoon, and evening? Or do we want to have them decide? I guess that would be the other thing, make it consistent.
Like a time, like post your morning.
Yeah, so like 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. would be the morning one.
Mm-hmm.
The afternoon one would be like around 11 or something, maybe. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of like, before you get to work, sometimes I listen to videos while I'm getting ready. You know what I mean? Because that's the training or I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts?
Maybe like 6:30, 11:30, and 7:30 at night, right? I don't know.
I know there's different time zones too, and then our teams are on different time zones as well.
Right.
So I think definitely try to do it before the noon hour. So if they do want to watch or do whatever at lunch, they could.
6:30, 11:30, 7:30. I'm trying to find a pen.
Do you think that's good? I mean,
we'll add it into the Evernote, the agenda Evernote. But I think that if we have a consistent, when it's posted, that'll be easier too for people because they know like, oh, at this time this is going to post.
So does that mean we need to change it though for those that like, is that Eastern Coast or, you know what I mean? Like, is it 6:30 Eastern or is it 6:30 Central where we need to tell ours?
what if we do 7 Eastern, noon Eastern, and 8 Eastern? Because then it'll be
6, 11, 7.
Yeah.
So 7 Eastern, 11 Eastern, and what?
No, 7, noon, and 8.
Okay. And then we'll figure out. So that would be 6 Central Standard Time.
11, 6.
Okay.
No.
No, 7.
7.
Yeah.
You said 8. Yeah, 7.
Okay. Do I need to do Mountain Time or Pacific Time? That would be 5, whatever, West Coast.
Maybe do Pacific, yeah. Well, that would be 4. They're 3 hours.
Oh, are they?
That's just when I get confused.
California's 3 hours, and Mountain, I think, is 2 hours. So that's my brother. He's 2 hours, and he's in Colorado. So,
so should we just stick with Central and Eastern?
It'll be there when they wake up.
Yeah. I think it's really only for the people that are creating the outline.
Right. Okay.
I don't have any Mountain or Eastern or, yeah.
I'll put Central and Eastern in the
I think
agenda.
we're all Central, but.
Okay. So we got that. So we got the days we're going to run it. We have the times we're going to run it. We have that we're going to check back with our directors and find out the dates. And then do we want to meet together or just do it in the group chat to decide how we're partnering people up, or how do we want to finalize the details of this?
Maybe the 5 of us will be in a group chat that has who, like, say Christy responds and she's good with trying to do week 3. And then, like, we can maybe all, once we get what they want to do, maybe we upload it or put it in the chat, and then we can kind of pair each other that way. Does that make sense?
So should we have them pick like a 1 and 2 choice just in case?
Yeah. Watch them all pick like host coaching. Christy's like, that's what I want. No.
I have one of my girls who's really good at host coaching virtually. She does both, but she host coaches a lot virtually.
So then, like, maybe if we have 2 people or 4 people that say,
I think since we kind of know our director's strengths too,
yeah.
I can kind of say, you're so great at host coaching. What do you think about maybe doing the week on host coaching? That's probably what I'm going to do.
That's what I was going to do.
Yeah. Here's my response to that. I'm the opposite. I like to coach on something that I'm struggling with in my business or, train on, because that makes me learn that part that I'm struggling in.
And that's you, Erin Brown.
And that's because you used to be a teacher.
That's exactly right. You put some of our new directors and you go, I know you're not really great at that and you don't know very much, but will you go ahead and do a training on that? And they're going to go, no.
That terrifies the crap out of me.
Erin Brown's a little bit different.
Okay, what do you guys feel about virtual consultants only versus live cooking consultants only? I feel like we should not partner them together, but then I feel like we should.
I feel like we should.
I think it's good to have a perspective on everyone, a perspective of virtual and cooking, because they're going to have those questions. And I feel like we're trying to grow. I'm trying to grow my team to be strong in both areas. Yeah. And so I think it would be good for them to hear both sides, or someone, that's strong cooking. Because some of our virtual may go, I just don't really know how to do that cooking show stuff. So they would appreciate having someone with a cooking show mentality on the that they can learn from too. I think.
Well, I'm so pumped, you guys. I'm so pumped.
I know, me too. I'm
This will
excited.
be good because honestly, I was on crystals the whole time, and I spoke on it and stuff, and I looked at everything and I was like, oh, this is a lot for me to do by myself. So when Erin was talking about yesterday, I was like, oh, yes, that would be good, because I wanted to do something a little bit different in my director bound than I had been doing, but I wasn't exactly sure. And I've always kind of wanted to do the 6 weeks to success, but honestly, it stresses the crap out because I don't have time for 50 calls a week right now in my life. So I think this is a perfect combination and way to do it, and to offer some different information that our teams have never seen before too.
And we're also teaching our leaders how we delegate.
Yes.
That's really what it's all about.
Yeah.
Being duplicatable, trying to show them you don't do it all by yourself. And also maybe for us, I know Christy's going to laugh at me, but like for me, I hold everything so tight and do it all. It's going to be easier for me to kind of let go a little bit and let like your directors do it. You know what I mean? So it's exciting I think for everyone involved.
You know what Carol Redu said to me this week at National Conference, or last week, that really stuck out to me? She goes, I've always done my own trainings. I've always came up with everything that I need to teach others, and I've always done that. And she looked at me and she goes, I wonder if that's why I don't have any nationals under me. She said, because I've always done my own stuff, and I've never, they see me doing all my training, and I may not seem duplicatable. And I was like, huh. The fact that she was just like, maybe that's why I don't have any nationals under me. And I was like,
Wow.
So even, so I think that
in the highest level,
even the highest levels are wondering that kind of stuff. So,
yeah. So the faster we get our teams to do trainings and inspire them to, get up at a team meeting or on a virtual meeting and do the training instead of us, the faster we will move up, I'm sure.
Because I just look at her and think, you know what? I'm just not going to do it that way. But for some other people, it may, it may be like, well, when I get to her level, I have to do it myself. And I'm just like, I will always have other people that I'm just like, hey, want to come speak on this? Because I already did that. I was in charge of my own team time this year, and she kicked us out of the nest, by golly. She was like, be gone, and we had to do our own. And I was already like, so I was contacting people already saying, will you come, speak at this? Because I was like, I'm not doing the whole 2 hours on myself. That's crazy. So.
All right, so we'll start a chat between Ellington, Melody, Heidi, Christina, and me, and then we'll figure out who's going to do what week, and then that way, and then so Christina and I will do the welcome week if everybody's cool with that, so that way we can kind of figure out who's doing all the other weeks. And then our main job is just going to be to keep up with the directors and making sure, like Ellington said, making sure that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, that they've partnered with whoever they're partnering with, because sometimes there's issue with scheduling and things like that, and then maybe we can rearrange people, or we can step in and fill in the gaps, kind of thing. I'm so excited.
I think it's going to be a great opportunity to kind of build our leaders.
Yeah, you're so silly.
I literally have been talking to Christine all morning. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this call today.
And I'm like typing while she's washing the dishes. And I'm like, yes, I got that point. Keep going. Like, I'm getting these emojis. This whole 1, 2, 3 thing is not working.
Okay, so Melody, you have the recording. So will you upload it, and then we'll update all this stuff that we kind of talked about. We'll put it in the agenda, so that way everything will be updated with the link and everything. And that way we can send it to the directors who want to be a part of it. And that way they can have the details and then go from there. So
okay, so we're starting week 1. Tell me the exact date again. You're starting to post the welcome week.
It's Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah,
Okay.
The 13th.
So I need to get my shit done before the end. Okay.
You got to get it together, Ellington. I'm over here like, I got to show tonight. I got to show last night.
I know, right?
I got to plan a meeting for Sunday.
All right.
Oh.
Yeah. So let's say, do we want to have everybody in place like by Monday then?
Yeah.
I think that would be good.
Okay.
Yeah. because the first couple posts won't be, I'm sure they're not crazy town. They're probably just pictures and welcome. And then as we add our people, also be sure maybe you're posting like, please help me welcome Jennifer. She wants to promote to director and her goal date is, or whatever, you know, like be welcoming them like, you know, it's a party.
Okay, so we need to add that to our expectations too, Christina.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to do that or you have it?
I got a list for us to update our agenda.
Fabulous.
Okay. Well, that's all I got. Anybody else?
Are we good?
No, exciting. We know Erin's excited.
Oh my gosh.
There's no doubt.
I don't know if it's because my kids started school today.
Oh my gosh.
That's the real reason.
That is the real reason, Erin Mom. I'm over here like locking the door, hiding in my bedroom.
I know. I'm like, where are you? You look like you're in like a basement.
I'm in my bedroom because my office is at the top of the landing and my kids are all here still. So.
When does school start for your kids, Melanie?
It starts next Thursday.
Oh, okay.
So we have one more week. And then I'll just have my three-year-old here, so.
Yeah. Fun.
Yeah.
All right, girls.
Okay, guys.
Thanks.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye, y'all. Crazy day.